This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Well, whatever Taro does in his game, he's got the power for it. So that's the end of PlayStation All-Stars. There's no, like, main story ending for beating all the characters. You just get achievements for doing all of it. So let's go over some minor stuff before we end the game. Well, I guess I could show you the credits. I might do that before I end the video, but let's see. What's over all the bios? The only one I didn't show you was for the, or at least I don't remember reading them off, but I'll go and read them off now. For the 4 DLC characters, which are still $5 a piece, at least according to the time of this recording. So, yeah, I'm not doing that. But Cat is from Gravity Rush for the PSP. Had 2 games in the franchise, and I haven't heard of them making any more. And I heard that they were kind of like platformer adventures type of games. But anyway, Cat from Origin Gravity Rush, Gravity Queen. Unsure of where she comes from or how she got her fantastic ability to control gravity, Cat embarks on a quest to save the people of Hexville from invading Nevi, whatever. Accompanied by her feline companion Dusty, she aids those in need while searching for answers to mysterious origins, all the while gaining confidence in her powers. But unfortunately, I haven't played the game, so I have no idea, like, the gist of it. I know the gist of it, but I don't know all the details about it. And then Emmett Graves from Starhawk, which was that, I think it was, I mentioned that, like, the first or second episode or whatever episode when I found out who he was, but I think it was an online-only game. I think I said originally maybe single player, but I could be wrong. It might have been just online only, because I don't remember being able to play that game when it came out. So, but anyway, Emmett Graves from Starhawk, intergalactic mercenary, exposed to the invaluable but dangerous rift energy during an attack by the outcasts. Emmett protects mining operations from the same marauders, helping them meet their rift quotas. Outfitted with a special regulator which keeps him from completing his transformation into an outcast, he's become a gun for hire, utilizing a variety of weaponry and support structure to outmaneuver and defeat his enemies. There must be some single player, otherwise why would they have a character like this for this game, you know? I don't know, like I said, I haven't really played it, so anyway. And Zeus, well, we know him from God of War, the main villain of the second and third game. You know, the tragic Greek, or the Greek god who's actually quite as flawed as humans are. You know, so is he really a god or just a, you know, powerful human, you know? Yeah, killed, spoilers, killed Kratos in the second game, and then Kratos had to get his way out of Hades in the second game, and then reach from Mount Olympus with the power of the Titans. And in the third game, he had to get some new powers and the power of, like, Kronos or whatever to beat Zeus, and thus ended that series until the PS4 franchise. Zeus, Origins, God of War, King of the Gods. From the marble halls high on Mount Olympus, Zeus rules over all mortals and immortals alike as King of the Gods. Having claimed the throne by overthrowing his Titan father Kronos, Zeus keeps a careful watch on his own offspring. Even now, Zeus' half-mortal son, the Spartan warrior Kratos, rises up to take revenge. As the most powerful of the Olympians, Zeus will defend his supremacy against any who oppose him. His justice is swift and delivered in devastating thunderbolts and lightning. And finally, Isaac from Dead Space, a fantastic series, or at least the first 2 are, of third-person horror adventure games in space. And the third game was still good, and I played that on my channel like a long time ago. But you could tell it was marred by, like, the publisher wanting to add in DLC and all this nonsense that basically made the game not what it was. So that's why I consider the first 2, you know, classics, but the third one is flawed because of that. And I can't blame the makers of the game because they were forced under the publisher to add it, because you can only do so much. And I think the studio made it is now shut down because, you know, EA likes to buy up game studios and spit out their corpses after they wasted all the potential. So, oh well. But I still got the games on backlog somewhere. Maybe I'll play the original first 2 one of these days at some point. But anyway, Isaac from Dead Space, CEC engineer. Oh yeah, that was another interesting thing about the character. He wasn't like a military man. I mean, he might have had some training, but he was just an engineer who just had some tools up his trade and was able to survive this horror scene. An extraordinary engineer pulled into extraordinary circumstances. Isaac is the sole survivor of the USD Ishimura incident, a mining ship disaster in the far reaches of space that revealed the existence of a monstrous life-after-death infection known as necromorphs. Isaac's ingenuity and cunning allow him to create improvised tools and weapons from the materials he finds, which may give him the edge he needs to survive in his quest to destroy the necromorph scourge once and for all. Which, I think he kind of does. I never played the DLC for 3, which was supposed to finish the story, but oh well. Let's see, the store, I don't want to show that. Basically, you can just buy those guys. Options, I already did that. Extras, I'll do the credits later. Customize, you can basically change your background for your character or for your portrait. So depending on if you reach a certain rank with characters, you can unlock quite a few different options from different franchises. Usually you're going to get one for just beating it with a character if you reach a certain rank, which you get ranks from either hitting certain objectives or just playing a lot of matches with them. So that's kind of cool. So at least the game had unlockables that you didn't have to buy. I forgot which ones are the ones you have to buy. There's some in here that are clearly marked as purchasable or whatever. But maybe it isn't on these things because they're not really that big of a thing. Gosh, some of them have to reach like 300, and all it is a backdrop. You'd have to play this game forever online. I am not interested in doing that. Anyway, I'll show you the other stuff really quick. Not every single scene, but let's look at the icons. Alright, those are like basically the things in the corner. Like I had Zeus there, but you could unlock things. Each one is separated by their own franchise. It'll even say like God of War. I don't know how you get the Resistance ones. I guess you just play as a... Let's see. Oh yeah, the Resistance one you get with playing as different characters. I was about to say, there is no Resistance hero you play as in this game. But most of them you get from just unlocking high levels with either the characters. And they're usually like just little character models from their respective game franchises. So there's Origins. Yeah, Sully, Chloe, Ellen. I always liked Chloe. I thought she was hot. Let's see. Infamous. I don't remember all the characters from Infamous. That's Lily, I think. She has a small role in the first game and then has a bigger role in the second game, I think. And then Ratchet and Clank. Oh yeah, a lot of classic stuff. Jack and Daxter, Ape Escape, all that stuff. See, oh yeah, Infamous, all that other stuff. But I don't want to talk about everything because otherwise this episode's already going to be long enough as it is. So. And then, yeah, you can unlock stuff from the DLC characters that I'm not going to do. So at least the game gives you, I mean, other than the DLC stuff, at least it gives you, like, a lot of... In the FA tile and team tiles, you have to, like, do multiplayer to unlock that stuff, so I'm not going to really show it. It's basically just what your character's called, like the magnanimous or, you know, the heavy duty or whatever your name is. And then there's where you can change your minions, which the minions are based off your franchises. So you usually get one for hitting rank A, so you're most likely going to unlock all these guys as is. So, it even tells you what their names are called. So Parappa is BJ Berry, Dollface for Twisted Metal, just a regular Hellgas Shoulder for Killzone, Murray for Sly Cooper, Sully for Uncharted, Zeke was his name, that's right, okay, from Infamous. I had forgotten what his name was. Quark from Ratchet and Clank, Kira, one of the two love interests of Jack in that game, which I guess, spoilers, she ends up being the main love interest. Although they almost do a twist on you. They make you think it's going to be, I forgot her name now. Like Amber or something like that? I'll have to look it up again. But, let's see. Got Nyx, that's her name from Infamous, from the second game. She was the really cute girl, voiced by Kat Sose, who basically pushes your evil side throughout most of the game. Let's see. Oh yeah, Kat from Devil May Cry. I thought she was really cute as well. The Kuma. Kai, that's her name from Heavenly Sword, the figment of your imagination. Sam, or I forgot his full name now. God, I just said that like a couple episodes ago. Sackbot for Little Big Planet, and Kia from Medieval. I don't remember her too much. I think she was supposed to be like a mummy or something like that. Then you can unlock other characters from the other, Dr. Nefarious, and then the little characters with the little yellow glow on them, or yellow thing. You have to buy those from the shop. So yeah, I'm not even gonna give that the time of day. Let's see. Yeah, you can do like you can look at the characters. You can change their costumes. I'll just show Kratos. See what I've got. I just want to kind of go over everything. Like I said, it's going to be a long episode just for the finale, but just kind of go over the stuff I didn't really talk about. Oh, it even has this intro and outros. Apparently, you have to hit a certain level to unlock the rest of them. Huh.
Prepare to die.
Oh, that's what he says when he... Okay, that's cool. And then, yeah, I'd have to unlock the... I'm not going to do that, so... Outro. That's cool. Victory music. Okay, don't really need to show them. Taunt.
Now you will feel.
Oh, there you go. You can actually show him his taunts if you unlock him. Huh, that's cool. And then let's see, his outfits are okay. It looks like I think most of the characters you had to buy the final two, Deimos and Warrior of Apollo. So you either got Ghost of Sparta or Morpheus armor. I don't remember that from the. It must have been from like. I guess it could have been from the third game. I just don't remember that armor. But yeah, you can show that with all the characters. Like I said, I'm not going to show all of them. And I bet the game, when you fight the CPU, they throw them in different outfits. And I've noticed they throw them in more than just one outfit. I bet it's just to tantalize you to buy the DLC and all that with it. So, goals, that tells you how you can try to collect more ranks by doing these goals, by looking at them. So if you really want those high ranks, you know, boom, there you go. Then your versus matches, you can play as characters and choose a map. Tournament, and apparently you can still play 17 days left in the season, but I think it said that the last couple of days I was recording this. So yeah, I don't think that's a thing anymore. And then you can do solo play, which we just showed, tutorial and stuff like that. So alright, let's just do a quick roll for the credits. Oh no, we've already seen the credits, haven't we? No, wait, no, we haven't, because the game just goes bait to the main menu. So, but that's it for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, made by SuperBot Entertainment, Inc. Sorry, guys, that you had to get this type of game from Sony that they probably didn't really think. I don't know if it was your decision or Sony's decision on who got in, but I feel bad for you guys for having to take on this role for a series that was kind of just made just to compete with Smash Brothers. And clearly Smash Brothers is clearly still the most popular game. I almost never see this game on any like fighting game tournaments or lists or anything like that. And I can kind of see why. It's not a poorly made game. I mean, it's functional. It has its own rules and everything like that. But you know, it's one of those weird games where the only way to beat the opponents is to use your supers. You can't just beat them and knock them out of the arena from just damage, which almost is... I guess it tries to make it even, but I don't know, man. I guess that's what's supposed to make it different from everyone else, because you have to use your supers, but I don't know. Maybe that's why it doesn't appeal to people, that they have to build up for that instead of just damaging people. So I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be an equalizer or something like that. And the cast of characters, though, I mean, there are a lot of iconic characters in here, but I don't know. I feel like, yeah, the IP. Thanks for letting them. Oh, Corey Barlog. I think he's the. Okay, I recognize some of these IP holders. Well, a couple of them anyway. I don't recognize all of them. The Corey Barlog was like the only one I actually recognized like right off the bat. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like with Nintendo, despite Smash Brothers only having like 8 characters, like all of them were. I don't know, maybe it's a nostalgia thing for me, but I recognized and had fun with those characters. But with these, I recognized all of them, but I feel like there was a major, like maybe it's a disconnect, or I felt like they didn't all work together. Like with Nintendo, with Smash Brothers, they all kind of fit properly and their designs were changed to fit the game. And although all of them were made in-house by Nintendo, so that's another thing too, except for like Pokemon. But even then, that was still kind of part of that. But with Sony, it's like most of them were just published by Sony. They're not even owned by Sony. They had to probably had to pay all these people just to Don Barnes. Sorry to hear that. Oh, and I guess there was a PlayStation Vita version of this game that you could actually have some stuff from that, or vice versa, transfer over. But yeah, like if the characters, all the art style of the characters had been uniform to this specific game and whatever its style was, I think maybe they would have fit a bit better. It maybe could have. And then some of the choices for some of the characters are just, I don't know, seem out of place. You know, like I don't know, like giving Cole like two separate characters. I almost feel like maybe that should have been like a a transformation similar to Sheik or something like that. Because I mean his textiles are slightly different, but I don't know if it warranted a whole new character. You know, I mean I think some of the choices were fine. It's just I don't know, like Bioshock. Bioshock was on more than just the PlayStation console, for example. So I mean, it's cool to play as a Big Daddy, but was that really like? Could you find no other like unique Sony only titles, you know, to use? And it's funny how most of the characters in this group were from like a couple of like companies, like Insomniac had, let's see, Cole and Ratchet. I guess it's just two. No, well, no, they had the resistance levels, but didn't actually have the character from it. Oh, it even has to have, yeah, they have to mention Metal Gear because Raiden wasn't even from, actually, is this game? No, you can get it on PC now. Yeah, Platinum Games. Bioshock, yeah, Rational from Kevin Levine, who I don't even know what game. He said he was working on a game, but then I haven't heard much about it, so I don't even know if he's still working on that or if he's quit that. What else? I don't know. Like, I feel like DLC for Capcom for that. That makes sense. I don't know, man. I feel like it just, like, I think it could have been interesting, but I feel like it was rushed, or maybe they could have gotten a few choice characters instead. Like, a lot of people expected Cloud from Final Fantasy VII to appear in here just because that was on a PlayStation console, but I guess they weren't able to get him on this. But then, like, years later, Nintendo would get it on their Wii U version, or was it the Switch version? I think it's the Wii U version, which was a surprise. Yeah, Buzz makes, I don't know if I showed that level, but Buzz, it was a quiz game, shows up. Carnival Island, I think I showed that. Fat Princess, yeah, God of War, Gravity Rush shows all the games it's from. I mean, it was a Hot Shots Golf, I think, yeah, has like in one of the levels has a brief appearance. Yeah, Jak and Daxter and Uncharted, Naughty Dog. I guess this credits tells you like which series to most people. Yeah, I don't think I showed the Loco Roco level. That was a PSP. That's a fun little game. Mod Nation, yeah, I think I remember seeing that in one of the levels. Proud for the Repa. Yep. Patapon, yeah, you could see that one of the levels there in the background. I think in the Hades level. High Impact must be one of the games that made some of the spin-off games for Ratchet & Clank, maybe. Warhawk, okay. So Warhawk was the online only one, okay, and the Starhawk was the story-based one. Gotcha, okay. Unfinished Swan, I think I remember seeing that in Wipeout, like in one of the usable items or in the background of like one of the levels or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what this game got rated. I think it got rated like a 5 or 6 out of 10 if I remember correctly. Like, it wasn't god awful. It just didn't hit the right steps, you know, to make it a classic. Now, what could they have done differently? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a game designer. All I can tell you as a player, what I liked and didn't like. And frankly, when I was trying to get all the endings and playing all the stuff, I found it kind of a chore. You know, and obviously, story is not supposed to be the main focus of a lot of these fighting games. They're meant to be, you know, they're meant to be balanced fighting games to have fun going against players or doing different objectives or something like that. But I don't even think it was that well balanced. I feel like some characters just straight out are better in terms of like their supers, combos, and everything more than others. At least that's what I felt like. Like I said, I was telling you how I had an easier time when I played like characters who were designed for fighting games, like, you know, Kratos, Dante, Raiden, even I was surprised how well Fontescue, Sir Daniel worked for the most part. He wasn't the best, but he worked a little bit better than others. But yeah, the story was nothing. It was one of those things that was kind of tacked on, so it was more of a chore just trying to unlock those. I definitely got bored with the game after a while. True, I could have played on harder difficulties and made the experience a little bit more challenging, but I just wasn't invested in it. So I do apologize if my energy wasn't in there the whole time. But I gave it the old college try. I try to enjoy it. But I'll admit, fighting games were definitely not. Although I did enjoy playing the Dragon Ball Z fighter game. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was more invested in that, or maybe I'd watched that show for a long time, which is weird because Dragon Ball Z had like a lot of filler episodes and stuff like that. So you think I would have left that series like I did like Naruto and other shonen anime that take forever to finish. You only need like 5 or 6 seasons of a show, then you're done. You don't need more than that. Oh, it's playing, I think, Loco Roco music now or something like that. Yes. That was a fun game. I don't think I ever beat it, though. I think I just rented it, but it was fun for the bit I played of it. Man, this is going to make this like a 40-minute episode. Sorry about that. I guess I could cut it up into 2, but I don't know. I feel like that would be disingenuous to do for this because it was basically me just dicking around for the last little bit. So, I don't know. We'll see how I feel if I want to just post the whole episode or not. I'll probably just post the whole thing and just mess with it later. I guess I could cut out the credits as soon as I want, but I don't know. I just feel like I want to just run through, just give, I'm one of those people that go into a movie theater, and when I finish the movie, I wait for the credits to end, although I guess with Marvel movies, they make you think that every movie's going to have something at the end, which I know that's not true. But I still, even before Marvel did that, I would always stay to the end of the movie. Like, I felt like it was, like, I don't know, appropriate to just give people their due, even if I wasn't straight up reading all the credits, It'd usually give me, if I was watching the movie with someone else, it'd give me a reason to talk to them about the movie while the credits were rolling instead of having to straight up just rush out of the theater or whatever. Although it's been forever since I've seen a movie with someone. I tend to like watching those by myself. Or I watch shows like very early in the morning where there's like 2 people in the theater and me or something like that. Or maybe even just me, Which is sad. Sometimes you lose out on certain experiences by watching it by yourself, but I kind of like the solo experience. If I haven't said it before, I'm definitely a person who likes his own quality alone time, even when it comes to movie theaters, even though that's supposed to be a group experience, with other people there. At least I don't have to worry about crying babies and stuff like that, but man, a lot of people worked on this. I feel bad for not mocking. I feel bad for not like straight up liking this game because of all the people that worked on, but all you can do is make it and just hope it kicks on or not. There's really no winning strategy. Maybe that's why a lot of game companies are doing the whole loot boxes and DLC, because they can't guarantee crazy sales, so they try to keep it going with all that. But I'm not even going to get into that whole debate. I know I'm not on the side of DLC or all this pay bull crap, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about PlayStation fighters. I probably had the easiest time playing with Kratos, like the first character I played as. I think just because his comboing and I don't know. I felt like it was easier for me to do that with Kratos than a lot of the other characters. Raiden was pretty easy too. I remember not having too much trouble with him. Dante as well. But yeah, some of the characters I thought were like weird to be in there. Like Fat Princess had one game on the PSP. Or was it the Vita? Either one. I didn't think she was popular enough. I think it was just to get more female characters in there. Because technically there's only... How many female main characters are there? Naruto and Fat Princess. And is that it? Wow, that's it, man. Not a whole lot of female main characters. There are female characters in the games, but not their main character. Well, I mean, there probably are in PlayStation's history, but not enough that were well known enough to probably be in the game. But that they chose Fat Princess. I'm trying to think what other characters could have gone in there to replace her or swap him out just to have a different collection. Like, I thought Kratos was fine because all of his games have been on Sony for the most part, so that worked. Same with like Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter. They'd all been on Sony. Uncharted had been in Sony. God. Although if you need a character from a third franchise, like like how they did with BioShock or some other franchise, you could have chosen like you could have chosen, I forgot her name. It's from a game called Fear Effect. You could have made her, she was a gun character, so you might have found a way to, you had Fat Princess use stuff, why not choose her? Or that must be during the credits or something like that or whatever. All the music from the games. I know there are games with female main characters. I'm just thinking, you could have chosen Lara Croft, from Tomb Raider, just as a rival to Nathan Drake. That would have been interesting. Trying to think who else. Terra from Final Fantasy VI, or actually, there's a good deal of female characters from Final Fantasy VI you could use. Although Final Fantasy VI was designed to have really no main character, even though Celeste is the one that's there at the end, at the final last bits of the game. So I guess technically she's the main character for the at least for the second half of the game. Yeah, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. There's the Neptunia series. You could have had Neptune. I think that game came out before All Stars. You could have had her be the. Although I don't really care for those games, mainly because, well, okay, I haven't played any of the other games in the series other than the first Neptunia, and I thought I heard Clancy Brown's voice in this game. Corey Burton, yeah, okay. It looks like they got a lot of the same voice actors from their respective games to come in, so that was kind of cool. They didn't have to do that, but I like that they did because then it made it more. I don't know if every single character is the same from their series. There might have been some that. Wait, Carmelita Fox makes an appearance where? She must be like in the background, or maybe a summon or something like that, or one of the levels. Because some of these I don't remember seeing. Oh no, maybe Carmelita Fox is a mascot you can unlock. Maybe that's it. Oh wait, but the mascots don't talk. Oh, Jennifer Hale. I thought Naruto sounded familiar. Jennifer Hale. Oh, man, I wish I could meet her in person. Sorry. I hope Jennifer Hale never watched this, which she wouldn't. I mean, why would she? One of my favorite voice actresses. Just because she voiced Femshep and like Basila and all this other. Man, these credits are taking forever. Woo! Nolan North. I thought that sounded like him as Nathan Drake. Man, Nolan North, like one of the most voice actors getting the most work recently, even though he sounds like himself every time he does it, but still. Unfortunately, some of these voice actors don't sound familiar to me. Probably just, I've heard Dr. Nefarious before. I didn't know he did so many different characters. Tara Strong. Oh, Tara, that's right. She did sound familiar. Okay, Tara Strong. She did like characters from like Powerpuff Girls and kind of right, huh? Like Tara Strong's done a lot of voice acting work, like Powerpuff Girls. She was Raven from Teen Titans and a bunch of other races. Same with Nolan North. He's voiced like a ton of characters throughout his career. But like I said, with Tara Strong and Nolan North, I mean, they've done all these works, although I guess Tara Strong has changed her voice a couple times. Same with Nolan North. But usually their voice, we've heard their voices so many times because they kind of use only slight variations of their voices that you usually can tell when you, at least, especially Nolan North. I can almost always tell when Nolan North is voicing a character. I'm like, oh, there's Nolan again. We've seen him again. Nolan is one I can see, usually tell. Steve Bloom. God, who's the... there's a few others. There's a guy who played Booker T from Infinite, but now I can't recall his name off the top of my head. He played like Reese in like Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands, which I need to do that one of these days. I have it as a PlayStation Plus member. I have it for free, although I need to renew that at some point. Hopefully the sale comes on pretty soon because it's gone up in price since then. At least the time of recording here. So, man. Maybe I should have made the credits. I might have to split this up into two just because of how long this is. Man, I don't want to have like a hour-long episode for like one of my weekly games here. Usually I say, like, I'll make those long episodes for like the weekend games because I usually save those for 30 minutes plus. But we're already pretty long. Although I could cut this in any time. At this point, I think I'm just rambling because I'm so tired and everything like that. So, oh man. Well, I think I'll leave it here. I think I'll let the rest of the credits play for themselves. There's not going to be anything at the end of it. It's just that's it. But I thought I'd give the credits players to do. And I notice a lot of LPers don't like show the credits anymore. They just kind of quit the game or they cut it off before it's done with. So they made a game and I enjoyed some bits of it. And I hope that they got work everywhere else because I know in the gaming industry it's definitely not a. Depending on where you work, it's not the best place to work these days, but I'm not going to go into that there. So I hope you all enjoyed my playthrough of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I'll see you next time when either the mail comes in or maybe if I decide to pop in like Medieval, like I said. Who knows? Depends on how I'm feeling. But Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next game, folks. Thanks then.